Hello and welcome back to hashtag AskDLT. I'm Matt Weldon, Director of the Department of Labor and Training here in Rhode Island. And I'm glad to be back because this is clearly the most important thing on the interwebs. There is nothing better than hashtag AskDLT. You'll find better information here than anywhere else on social media. Please stick with us. Let's get to it. It's an informative session. It gives me the opportunity to answer questions and hopefully have some fun. And I hope you all see that come across. It's a serious job. We take it seriously. But put a smile on your face. It helps you get through the day. Okay, let's go. First question is, I'm trying to understand something. I have an associate's and a bachelor's, but since 2016, I've submitted 267 job applications within the state of Rhode Island, taken 2 civil service exams, which I passed, and still no job. Why? I don't know. I'm not sure. But what we can do is talk about a couple of things. One, it looks like maybe you're applying for state jobs. And if that's the case, keep at it. State employment sometimes can be tough to crack into. Once you do, it provides a great opportunity to be a public servant. If you want to help people, this is a great job for you. Go check out the different options on our website at dlt.ri.gov. Also, you should be talking to us through the Back to Work platform at backtoworkri.com and connect with a career coach. Talk to somebody about your journey and what you're looking for. When I was a young person, I used to apply. We had a rule in my house. I had to have at least one job. And you think I'm kidding when I say at least one job. From the time I was age appropriate, I worked full-time as much as I could, part-time during school. And my mother used to tell me, have one job before you leave it and get another one. And by the way, dropping off an application is not good enough. So I would check on it in a polite and respectful way. I would contact the place I applied and just remind them that I applied, ask them to pay attention to my application and maybe give me an interview. And sometimes, even though it's uncomfortable to do that, that's the best way to get attention when you're in this process. If you're applying for jobs outside of state government, and if you're applying at an individual establishment, maybe a nonprofit or a for-profit business, give them a call, go on their social media page, send them an email. Put yourself out there as if it were your full-time job to find your full-time job. And I know that may be easy for me to say, but I've done it my entire life. I'm asking that you please put that in as well. And let us help you, backtoworkri.com. Connect with a career coach. We can talk to you about maybe things that we think that you could be doing a little differently, or just help give you a nudge and try to get you connected with a great opportunity. All right, what's next? I need to transition from TDI to unemployment in 8 weeks because my employer had to fill my position and terminated me when my leave expired. Will it be quick and seamless? Also, do I have to miss my first week with a waiting period? Lastly, will I need a hearing? All right. There's a few things to unpack there. Yes, you can transition to unemployment. If you're on TDI, there is no obligation for your employer to keep your job for you. If you happen to lose your job, which I hope you don't, but if you do, I'm sorry. Yes, you apply for unemployment. You apply for unemployment when you are unemployed and no longer on TDI. It won't work if you're on TDI because the system will recognize that and we won't be able to get you set up. But it should happen relatively quickly. Submit your application. And if all the information is in there and it's what we call a clean claim, meaning a typical no work for me, lack of work, layoff situation, that should go through pretty quickly. Will you have to serve a waiting period? Yes. If you have not served a waiting period in this benefit year, meaning you haven't been on unemployment yet, then you must serve a 1-week waiting period. That's a requirement of the law. It's in something we have to do only during the pandemic. That was waived in the height of the pandemic. It no longer is. So yes, you'll have to serve a waiting period. Will you require a hearing? If it's a clean claim and it's just that your employer had to fill the job, there should be no need for a hearing. We'll just send the information out to the employer, hopefully get it back quickly and get you set up right away. We pay most cases pretty quickly. We continue to do that, even though we've been incredibly busy. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't do that with your case. So hopefully no need for a hearing and you can get everything done and get it in smoothly. What's next? Okay, I got 2 questions here. It looks like they're both about overpayment. So I'm going to read both questions and then I'm going to answer them together. First, why does my overpayment on the website say $600, yet my letters say nearly $2,000? No letter has ever been sent to me explaining why it suddenly changed without any board hearing or decision or reasoning for me to represent myself, and no one will call back. And the other question is, how can I hear back from my overpayment if they won't return my calls? Concerning for me, since the internet, I'm sorry, the interest goes up and letters continue to come in, yet you won't return the call. Also, requests for public records go unanswered as well. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, the overpayment unit can be reached at 401-462-8010. The people that work in overpayment are busy, and I'm sorry if your call didn't get returned, but keep calling. Or call the general unemployment line at 401-415-6772. That line you can call Monday through Friday during the day. Call it on Saturday mornings. I've said that so many times here, and yet the numbers just aren't that high on Saturdays. Call it on Saturday mornings. Even if they can't answer your question because an overpayment person isn't working, we will get that information for you and they will call you back. I promise you. That's one of the hallmarks of my time here at DLT is we're going to be responsive. And so this session, what I do with #DLT, these are all efforts to be in touch with folks about what we're doing. We want to help you. Overpayments can happen for a number of reasons. Sometimes they're the fault of the claimant, sometimes they aren't. And if they are, if we think that somehow information was misrepresented to get benefits, then interest would accrue. So a payment could go from 600 to 2,000, but it wouldn't happen overnight. It wouldn't happen in a matter of weeks, and it wouldn't happen in a matter of months. So we're talking about a long-standing overpayment. And here's an interesting thing about unemployment overpayments. They never go away until they're paid. I don't care if it's 15 years old and you think that's behind us. Actually, we had a case here years ago where someone won $10,000 in the lottery. The lottery is very close to DLT's headquarters. They went down to collect their winnings, and lo and behold, we took most of it because they owed a lot of money in overpayment for unemployment. And when they came to DLT, they were very upset. And at that time, I was in a different job, but they asked me to go talk to this person. And I went down and I said, hey, listen, I get it. You're upset. I'm sorry. But you should also be happy because you just paid off your overpayment after all that time. And it wasn't even your money, free money. Again, back then, still tried to be a little bit jovial and have fun. At the same time, it's a serious issue. You owe it forever. And so the good thing is get in touch with us. And if we're not calling you back, then you need to take proactive steps to reach us. Call, and call again. Call the overpayment line, call the regular line. You will get to somebody at some point. I see people that get through 2-3 times a day sometimes when they tell me that they got through to me. So I know it happens. Please try. The last part of that question was something about not answering public records requests. I just flat out deny that. I deal with public records requests all the time. I would suggest perhaps you're not making the request in the way that we would know about it and respond to it. So if you just go to our website to look into ways to contact us, there are ways that you can reach out and make a public records request. And I don't know what records you're requesting, but if they're unemployment records, they're not public. And so because it's going to contain private information, if it's your unemployment information, we can get that for you. So first, start by calling the call center, 401-415-6772. Call the overpayment unit at 401-462-8010. Or go to our website, dlt.ri.gov. Find the information that you need. Let us help you. If you got an overpayment decision and you disagree with it, appeal it. That's why the Unemployment TDI Board of Review exists. You can find information about that on the website, or just look it up in a web search. Unemployment TDI Board of Review. File an appeal. Even if it's late, file a late appeal. Explain why you're filing a late appeal. And it's okay with me if you say those knuckleheads at DLT didn't send me a letter and I didn't hear back from anybody, and I'm mad and I want somebody to know. That's okay. I'm mad too. I want you to be treated fairly. I want you to have the opportunity to speak with people. Let us know, file a complaint, file an appeal. We want to help. That's how we become aware sometimes. Okay, what's next? Let's see. I received a 1099 from DLT, but I never applied for unemployment. What should I do? Okay. www.dlt.ri.gov. Right on the front page. Big orange box. In that box, read the text. It says, click here if you received a 1099 and didn't file for unemployment. Why does that happen? It means that somebody had filed a claim in your name using your information, which they got from a large national data breach, most likely. We've heard about them in large retail companies. We've heard about them with a credit rating agency itself. And unfortunately, although it's a wonderful tool that has done so much to advance our society, the internet also captures information and maintains it forever. And so once your information is available, bad people go to the dark web and acquire that information and use it to try to defraud the government. And that's what happens. That means you're a victim. Let us know. Go to the website, look for the orange box, find where it says click here to report it, and report it. We will get in touch with you very quickly. I'm super impressed by the work of the team that have almost handled all of the requests that have come in a very short period of time. We know the IRS wants you to file your taxes soon this year. We know it's important for you to get that done. You can only get it done if you get a corrected 1099 once you've received a fraudulent one. We zero out the balance. Of course, you're not responsible for any payments or any tax money if you didn't receive unemployment, period. But go to the website, let us help you. Okay. Let's see. When I was laid off due to COVID and given pandemic benefits, I didn't receive payments for 5+ months. Who can I take legal action with? I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder why. Almost always when this comes up, there's like way more to the story than what's represented. I would say you start by calling the call center. In case I haven't said it yet, it's 401-415-6772. Okay. And you'll probably see it pop up on the screen, like somewhere around here. Take that information and use it. Go to dlt.ri.gov for other information. Contact us. Let us know that you think that you're owed benefits that you weren't paid. And let's look into it. And if you had a claim and you're entitled to it and that window is still open, we'll get you the money. We want to get the money out. We want you to get what you're entitled to. But there could be many things to this, so let's get to it together. Let's try to help you out. And I'm told that's my last question for this time. So until next time, I'm Matt Weldon, Director of Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training. I'm very happy to do these sessions. I'm happy to answer your questions. Bring on as many as you'd like, and I'll do these sessions as often as I need to. We want to respond. We want to help. Okay, stay happy, stay safe. Happy Valentine's Day.